Chapter 2. The Second Infallible. Bibi Fatimah Zahra. Peace bin upon her. Hazrat Fatimah was born in Mecca on Friday, 20th Jumadath Thaniya in the 5th year after the declaration of the prophethood 615 AD. She was died at the age of 18 in Medina on 14th Jumadil Ula 11 after Hijrah 632 AD. Buried in the graveyard called Janatul Baqi in Medina. Hazrat Fatimah was the only daughter of the Holy Prophet and Hazrat Khadijah. The circumstances of her birth are described by Hazrat Khadijah as follows. At the time of the birth of Hazrat Fatimah, I sent for my neighboring Qurayshite women to assist me. They flatly refused, saying that I had betrayed them by supporting Muhammad. I was perturbed for a while. When, to my great surprise, I sighted 4 strange tall women with halos around them, approaching me. Finding me dismayed, one of them addressed Mathuz. O Khadijah, I am Sarah, the mother of Ishaq, and the other 3 are Mary the mother of Christ, Asiyah the daughter of Muzahim, and Kulthum, the sister of Moses. We have all been commanded by God to put our nursing knowledge at your disposal. Saying this, all of them sat around me and rendered the services of midwifery till my daughter Fatimah was born. The motherly blessings and affection received by Hazrat Fatimah were only for 5 years, after which Hazrat Khadijah left for her heavenly home. Hereafter the Holy Prophet brought her up. When Fatimah came of age, there came forward a number of aspirants to ask for her hand in marriage. The Holy Prophet was awaiting the divine order in this respect, till Imam Ali approached him and asked for her hand in marriage. The Holy Prophet came to Hazrat Fatimah and asked, "My daughter, do you consent to be wedded to Ali, as I am so commanded by Allah?" Hazrat Fatimah thereupon bowed her head in modesty. Salama narrates, the face of Fatimah bloomed with joy and her silence was so suggestive and conspicuous that the Holy Prophet stood up reciting Allahu Akbar, Allah is most great. Fatimah's silence is her acceptance. Hazrat Fatimah inherited the genius and wisdom, the determination and willpower, the piety and sanctity, the generosity and benevolence, the devotion and worship of Allah, the self-sacrifice and hospitality, the forbearance and patience, and the knowledge and nobility of disposition of her illustrious father, both in words and deeds. I often witnessed my mother, says Imam Hussein, absorbed in prayer from dusk to dawn. Her generosity and compassion for the poor was such that no destitute or beggar ever returned from her door unattended. The Holy Prophet during his lifetime gave Hazrat Fatimah a gift of very extensive farmland, known as Fadak, which was documented in her name as her absolute property. The death of the Holy Prophet affected her very much, and she was very sad and grief-stricken and wept her heart out, crying all the time. She was confronted, after the demise of her father, with the deprivement of the rightful claim of leadership of her husband Imam Ali, and the usurpation of her inheritance. The Fadak. Throughout her life, she never spoke to those who had oppressed her and deprived her of her rightful claims. She requested that her oppressors should be kept away even from attending her funeral. Her ill-wishers even resorted to physical violence. Once the door of her house was pushed on her, and the child she was carrying was hurt and the baby boy was stillborn. Her house was set on re. Having been molested and stricken with grief, which crossed all limits of forbearance and endurance. She expressed her sorrows in an elegy composed by herself to mourn her father the Holy Prophet. A couplet of the elegy, with particular reference to her woeful plight, she expressed thus: "O my father! After your death I was subjected to such tortures and tyranny that if they had been enacted on the day, it would have turned into night." Hazrat Fatimah did not survive more than 70 days after the demise of her father. She breathed her last on the 14th Jumadi-1 Ula 11 Ah. Before her demise she bequeathed the following as her will to Imam Ali. 1. O Ali! You will personally perform my funeral rites. 2. Those who have displeased me should not be allowed to attend my funeral. 3. My corpse should be carried to the graveyard at night. Thus Imam Ali, in compliance with her will, performed all the funeral rites and, accompanied exclusively by her relatives and sons, carried her at night to Jannatu el-Baqi, where she was laid to rest and her wishes fulfilled. The Holy Prophet said, "Whoever injures bodily or sentimentally Fatimah injures me, and whoever injures me injures Allah, and whoever injures Allah practices unbelief." O Fatimah! If your wrath is incurred, it incurs the wrath of Allah, and if you are happy it makes Allah happy too. End of chapter 2.